You know what's as bad as the Epstein story that keeps on not developing, but everyone's talking about it? These stupid things are of the devil. I'm Nicole Arbour, and this is the Arbour Effect. Last time I told you guys about Shopify. I just love that sound. The more we do these, the more I love that sound. That purple Shop Pay button is everywhere now, isn't it? Since I placed that little morsel into your brain hole, you've been seeing it everywhere and noticing. I know I have. Ooh, purple Shop Pay. Oh, I think I shop a lot. And we love that purple Shop Pay button because it's as easy as your roommate in college. Just a frickin' line up. Just a line up. That little purple button is the telltale sign that that store is powered by Shopify. Yeah. That little purple Shop Pay button has been helping businesses grow since its inception. All this to say you need a little purple button of your own, which you can get with Shopify. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. You can sign up for your $1 a month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Arbour, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Arbour. That's shopify.com/Arbour. This is fun. Since the world is going even crazier and there's bad news afoot, I dedicate this episode to entirely fun news. News. And any shit I'm going to talk about. Do you like my earrings? I feel so extra, but I wanted just like a little zhuzh, you know? I'm pretty sure when Jesus died, he didn't imagine that years later I'd be on my podcast with some sparkly versions of what he died on, but here we are. Jesus died so I could wear sparkly earrings. Amongst other things. Hero of the week, here it comes. This is about a millionaire from South Sudan. When the government of his country opened an investigation into his wealth, he fled to Canada and refused to cooperate with the investigation. He said, and I quote, "Why didn't you investigate the reasons for my poverty when I was poor?" And then there's photos of him laying in money. It's like, this story is so good from so many angles. Why did he get investigated? Probably the photos of him laying in money that he hadn't previously posted. He's like doing the classic like stack of cash as a fake phone wrapper thing that they like to do. I'm using money as a phone. I'm definitely not calling an accountant because they would definitely tell me not to do this and to put it in a bank. But I'm doing this. They're gonna get drunk and throw it in a strip club later. It always happens. Have I made it rain in strip clubs multiple times? Yes, but that is not what we're talking about. I think everybody should make it rain on someone sometime in their life. I'll have you guys know that this year on my birthday, my mom walked into the room and made it rain money on me. And I was so shocked. I was like, "Did you just make it rain on me, Mom?" And she's like, "Happy birthday." I'm like, "That was awesome." I think anytime you have like stacks of cash, you should make it rain on someone. You could take the money back after, but like just the act of throwing money on another person is so fun and asshole and like fun. Strippers take money showers. I understand why they do their job. It's not for the dancing. It's not for the environment. It's not for the tease. It's because people throw money at you. How fun. Everybody watching this, feel free to throw money at me, unless you're Canadian. Please don't throw loonies and toonies at me. That would hurt. Ow. Make it hail, bitch. Well, you don't make it rain, you make it hail. I've said that for years. It has been reported that the world debt has now hit a record high of $324 trillion, which makes me wonder, who the fuck are we borrowing from? If that is like the world debt, is it just like some lenders from Mars? I don't understand the economy anymore. I don't understand economics. None of it makes sense. And if you say it does, you're lying. And you probably have a podcast where you talk about economy and then it's how you make money. So you're not going to say that you don't know what the hell you're talking about. But none of it makes any sense anymore. Because Canada's like going broke, but it has the most mineral rich and all the things you could ever want to dig up and turn into other things rich country in the world. There's wood, there's water, there's gold, there's oil, there's minerals, there's vegetables, lots of vegetables. But they're not getting the oil because the environmentalists will be mad. So instead, they're going to be broke. It doesn't make any sense. Okay, I have to do an update on this because propaganda. Women who claimed Brigitte Macron was a man are cleared of defamation in Paris court. This is not... That's a little remix on what actually happened. So I'm not saying she is or is not anything. I'm just saying that story isn't quite true. Everyone's like, oh, see, I told you she has a penis and stuff. First of all, why are you so obsessed with this? Y'all need a life. If you're obsessed with some dude's wife and whether or not his wife has a dick, that is so weird as a sentence. I didn't even realize until I said it. Second of all, these women were only cleared of defamation because they proved that they had seen this somewhere else and were only repeating the story. It wasn't proved anywhere that she is a man in drag. No. That was not proved in court. I'm sorry, the never-ending story of does she or doesn't she have a peen continues. But once again, why do you care? We all know that there are like straight people in the world and gay people in the world, and there's everything in between these days. But why would you care? Why would you make an investigative series on that? That seems like the project that someone would take on if they have no real life. You know? Like, come on. This doesn't... I'm not a fan of the fakey news, you know? Ooh, in completely real news, a study has come out saying that if you don't give your girlfriend a massage, bad things will happen to you. It's true. A study showed. A study where? I don't know. It doesn't fit in the headline. But it was a study in the University of my brain. Why? Why? We don't, like, when you actually, these are just horrible. I've used these maybe like 4 times in my life, but they're on everything. The plastic ones too. I just think they're of the devil. They have come to hurt and destroy your outfits and your looks, and that's all. I call it the shoulder tampon because the girls just like have a string hanging out and you're like, oh honey, and then you try and fix it, and then I hate them. They're so dumb, especially when they put it on like a sports bra. It's like, you think I hang up my sports bras by these little spaghetti straps? What are you on? And is it really that hard to put a single stitch, just like in the little couplets that you stick on the bra, on the sports bra? Oh, you just want us to play hide and seek every time we wash them. It's part of the sport, right? We're gonna burn extra calories trying to jam the little pad thing back into the sports bra. Ah, man, that's as much fun as taking off a wet sports bra. I've always said that should be its own Olympic sport, but because it would reveal titties, it can't be unless it's like in the OnlyFans Olympics or something. Do you know how hard it is to take off a sports bra that's wet? Do you know? Maybe you don't want to answer that. When it's like completely wet and you're like trying to like peel it, and then you get like you end up with a nipple in your face over here. This nipple somehow gets like over there, and you get traps. Girls know, if you've never been trapped in a sports bra, you're a liar. You're a liar. Or like a really tight club top. Sometimes you're like taking it off and you're like, yeah. And you get trapped like this. And you're just trapped. And then you move a little bit and then it like hurts your eyeball, but you're still trapped and you're by yourself and you're like, I have no friends to help me, and I don't want anyone to see me like this. Being a girl is so weird. So weird. In other news, Jennifer Love Hewitt has started a race war online. Another sentence I never thought I'd say. At the premiere of the remake of I Know What You Did Last Summer, Jennifer Love Hewitt premiered her booty. Let's go. Listen, she was always like very like, and then boobs. Like that was her body. It was like tiny. She was a stick figure with tatas, okay? Now she came on the red carpet and she was like, bam, bam. She got hips, she got booty, she got thighs, she got everything a Jamaican would order at a restaurant, dripped in sauce, pretty much. It's like, I want the thighs. Yeah. Since being engaged to a Jamaican, I have learned that the thighs and the dark meat are very good. I always automatically was like, ew, no, who wants the dark meat? That was a psyop for sure to convince white people to eat the chicken breasts, because like the breasts are garbage compared to the dark meat. I shouldn't have told you guys that. There will be less chicken for me. Other things I've learned from Jamaicans. The racial divide in the comments on Jennifer Love Hewitt's new look is so funny. It's like all the skinny white dudes are like, ew, she got fat. Ew, she gained weight. Ew, she got fat. At the exact same time, every black and Latino guy's in the comments like, yeah, yummy, hard eyes. She finally got something to grab onto. Ew, hot. Ew, give me some of that. She's had like 3 kids or something, and you expect her to be a stick? Why? Why would she do that? There's delicious kid snacks in the house, obviously. Race wars. 2025. Okay, now I've been to both sides of the body spectrum. Well, I didn't go too far, but like I've been very, 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 very skinny. It was kind of gross. I didn't like it. My face was sullen. Ugh. It's when I was disabled, I couldn't eat any food. Happens. And then I got thicker, like through the last year, eating a lot of potatoes and Jamaican food. And I was like, it doesn't hurt when I sit down. I thought that like your butt just automatically goes numb and hurts when you sit down. And now there's padding. And now it's just like, there's like juice in there. I'm juiced up. It's fun. And now that I'm working out like crazy again and my legs and everything are getting smaller, I'm like, no, I don't want to lose all of my slappableness. Like, whoopsh. I used to be on top and wonder what my fiance's even grabbing onto. Poor guy was grabbing that air before, and then I gave him something to hold on to, you know? I'm on top for a massage. You want to give guys something to hold on to, not something to drown in, I don't think, but like hold on to. Although I don't think there's a guy out there who would be upset if he died in a sea full of titty. You know? I don't, depending on the person. You stupid. You stay where you go. You get of the devil. And here's a new segment meant to make you smile called Kids Telling the Truth. Children, they just tell the truth because no one's told them to lie yet. They haven't gotten in enough trouble to know you're supposed to lie to be polite. For your viewing enjoyment, here's a child telling the truth. Kid, one day you're either going to make a job of telling the truth and getting in trouble, or you will become a liar, like most adults. Everybody, Coca-Cola's switching to cane sugar. I was hoping they were going to put Coke back in, but the cane sugar switch is also good. Not that I've ever partaken in the booger sugar? It's cocaine, booger sugar. That's what people call it who do cocaine. It's so funny when you're in LA and people go to pay for things and like a girl will pull out a bill that's clearly rolled up and you're like, it's different kinds of girls who have cash still in LA. There's like the girls who have the folded up bills, and those ones are ones who work like in bars and they like fold them between their fingers and run around. There's the ones who have the scrunched up bills. Those are strippers. And then there's the ones who come in with the rolled up bills, and those are your cokeheads. They're commenting on Jennifer Love Hewitt like, ew, need more blow. Those girls both suck and blow. That's how they get their drugs. Oh my God, we're gonna go to Hyde tonight. Are you coming? Good job, Coca-Cola. I will drink you. I will drink the shit out of you now that you have cane sugar in you. I used to avoid you because I know that you can dissolve like batteries when poured on things. Salute to you and the polar bear who runs your company. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. I'm just so proud of that polar bear for inventing Coca-Cola. And then like talk about a brand deal. Coca-Cola signed Santa Claus. That is a sponsorship. But Blake Lively, no thank. This is not the most positive of news story. I'm just going to tell you, it's a bit of tea. I bought Blake Lively's hair products right when they came out. I wanted to try. It was like, whatever. I love the leave-in conditioner. But then with what she did with Justin Baldoni, I'm like, I cannot buy this anymore. I cannot in good conscience support this bee who's doing all these things. And then I thought, no, buy more of them so that when he wins, she can pay him. That was my thought. So I bought a whole bunch of stuff from her website. And it said delivered like 2 months ago. I'm like, hey, it says you delivered 2 months ago, but I got nothing. They're like, don't worry, we're sending you a refund. Sorry about that. You never even sent it. Blake Brown, you never even sent my hair products. You marked it as delivered, but you had never even sent it and gave me a refund. I better check for that refund. But am I surprised that Blake Lively's hair products are liars too? I'm not surprised. It does smell so good though. I used it today. My one that I had, it's really good. In other news, Bitcoin is doing exactly what I said it would do many years ago, and people made fun of me. Ha ha! I saw Superman. I liked it. Did you like Superman? I thought it was pretty good. I like the dog. He's cute. I want one of those. I want to have a super dog. You can just call and it like jumps in the air and attacks your people. I'm like, I'm going to end today's episode with a little parable, if you will. Here's my go-to moment for the week, okay? I heard an amazing parable, and it's the parable of a super bloom. Years ago in Texas, there was a crazy drought. I mean, like, crazy drought. All the flowers died. Plants all looked like they'd been in Vegas for a couple days, drinking heavily at pool parties. Just shriveled. Never do more than 3 days in Vegas. It's just not healthy. So there was this massive drought and people were so sad. They're like, oh, everything looks horrible. We don't have enough water for crops. It's brutal, whatever. And then there were floods. There was tons of rain, tons of flooding, huge storms, washing things away, just like over the top crazy storms. People were like, oh my gosh, we had all these droughts and now we have all these storms and it's just washing everything away. It's brutal. And then suddenly there were hundreds of thousands of flowers. I'm talking where you usually see like a few little wildflowers. There was like 100,000. But like what, how, why, huh? What's going on here? It's called a super bloom. And it only happens after a crazy drought. So all the flowers like dry up, all the seeds fall on the ground, and then tons of water from all the flooding actually washes away the top levels of soil. So all the old seeds from like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, all the ones that got really, really deep down in the soil, they all get fertilized at the same time and rise to the top, and you get a massive, crazy Garden of Eden super bloom. And that happens in life. Sometimes there's a drought, followed by a flood, followed by another storm, followed by another storm, and you're just like, really? Are you pissed at me? Like, what's going on? But really, it was all a setup for your super bloom. Go team. Thanks for watching. Keep laughing, be good to each other in real life. And until next time, go team. Super bloom. I tell you what, I'm walking into a super bloom right now. So are you.